Hey everyone. So in this video, I'm going to go over the PowerPoint on Chapter 3, Part 2, the second step in writing, which is all about how to support your topic sentence. Okay, go ahead and look here. All right. So in the previous lesson, Chapter 3, Part 1, we learned about the first step in writing. We learned that what a paragraph is, and those three essential elements: topic sentence, support sentences, and concluding / point sentence. We learned that a paragraph must begin with a point or focus. We learned that the focus should be revealed in the topic sentence. We learned that the remaining sentences in the paragraph must stick to that topic, that focus. We practiced identifying the main point of a paragraph, choosing the best topic sentence from a list of options, and creating topic sentences for an existing paragraph. So now, this lesson, we're going to learn about that second step, which is the support. Right? So if the first essential step in writing a paragraph is to begin with a clearly stated point, we know that the second step then has to be to support that point. We have to then develop it. That evidence is what we need to be able to see and understand the author's point. That's what helps us see that the statement they made in their topic sentence is true, or that we could agree with it, or that we understand it, right? So if you think back to that paragraph, the first paragraph we read in that lesson, Changes in the Family, it's on the following slide. We can kind of see how that author started with a point and then how they supported it, right? So the point was the topic sentence. Changes in our society in recent years have weakened family life. What was the support for that point? The first big support was about mothers, and then they used these supporting ideas about mothers. The second main support was about eating habits, and then they used these specific examples to explain how eating habits have weakened family life. The third main support was about television, and then they used these specific examples to explain how television has weakened family life. So it's kind of like, a hierarchy in a way, right? These two specific examples relate to television, and that whole section on television relates back to the point, how some changes have weakened family life. These examples relate directly to eating habits, and this whole section relates to the point, how our eating habits have weakened family life, right? Same thing with the section on mothers. So you have three main ideas. Each main idea is then explained with specific examples. Those examples relate directly to the main idea. That main idea relates directly to the point, right? All right, so we're gonna look at some paragraphs here and decide which one is making the best point. All right. Okay. Reasons for going to college. I decided to attend college for various reasons. All right, let's stop. Topic sentence. I decided to attend college for various reasons. What I am expecting the rest of this paragraph to do is go through those reasons. All right. One reason is self-respect. Okay, that's main idea number one. For a long time now, I have had little self-respect. I spent a lot of time doing nothing, just hanging around or getting into trouble, and eventually I began to feel bad about it. Going to college is a way to start feeling better about myself. By accomplishing things, I will improve my self-image. All right, so we've got several, examples, explanation as to why college would help with self-respect. And we know self-respect is the first reason he decided to go to college. Another reason for going to college is that things happened in my life that made me think about a change. For one thing, I lost the part-time job I had. When I lost the job, I realized I would have to do something in life, so I thought about school. I was in a rut and needed to get out of it, but did not know how. But when something happens that is out of your control, then you have to make some kind of decision. All right, so all of those, that explanation relates to why he needed a change. And we know that needing a change is the second reason why he decided to go to college. The most important reason for college, though, is to fulfill my dream. I know I need an education and I want to take the courses I need to reach the position that I think I can handle. Only by qualifying yourself can you get what you want. Going to college will help me fulfill this goal. Okay. Those sentences all relate to fulfilling his dream. And we know that fulfilling his dream is the third reason he decided to go to college. Then the sentence or the paragraph ends with the point sentence. These are the main reasons why I am attending college. Right? It all starts with a focus point. Main ideas are explained with specific examples. They all relate back to that point, and then it ends with a concluding sentence that also relates back to that main point. Take a look at this one. Why I'm in school. Same concept. There are several reasons I'm in school. Okay. Not necessarily the most sophisticated topic sentence, but it lets me know that this paragraph is probably going to explain the reasons why they're in school. First of all, my father's attitude made me want to succeed in school. One night last year, after I had come in at 3 a.m., my father said, "Nikki, you're a bum. When I look at my son, all I see is a good-for-nothing bum." I was angry, but I know my father was right in a way. I had spent the last 2 years working at odd jobs at a pizza parlor and luncheonette, trying all kinds of drugs with my friends. That night, though, I decided I would prove my father wrong. I would go to college and be a success. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, let's go back and look at this paragraph over here. The first one, self-respect. All right, first reason that he's going to college is self-respect. I spent a lot of time doing nothing, just hanging around or getting into trouble, and eventually I began to feel bad about it. Well, that's very similar to this first main idea as well, except this one is much more specific with their examples. We've got what his father said to him, how he did odd jobs at a pizza parlor and a luncheonette, trying all kinds of drugs with his friends. So even though this paragraph did stick to the point, did have his first reason for attending college, this one gives us better support because it's more specific. Let's see if that continues. Another reason I'm in college is my girlfriend's encouragement. Marie helped me fill out my application and register for courses. She even lent me $65 for textbooks. On her day off, she lets me use her car so I don't have to take the college bus. Okay, well, that's very specific also. Over here in this version, his second reason for going to college is that, that things happened in my life that made me think about a change. That's very vague. I mean, I guess we kind of get it. And it was a decent second reason for why he decided to attend college. But when you compare it with this one over here, this one's much more specific. The second reason I'm in school is because my girlfriend's encouragement. That's very specific. The main reason I am in college is to fulfill a personal goal. For the first time in my life, I want to finish something. For example, I quit high school in the 11th grade. Then I enrolled in a government job training program, but I dropped out after 6 months. I tried to get a high school equivalency diploma, but I started missing classes and eventually gave up. Now I am in a special program where I earn my high school degree by completing a series of 5 courses. I am determined to accomplish this goal and then go on and work for a degree in hotel management. So very specific examples here, very specific. hold on. Sorry about that. So what we're seeing here is that this version was, it seemed pretty good at first. Like, okay, I didn't get a lot of details out of it, but at least, it started with that point, had three main ideas, each main idea related back to the point. They used some supporting ideas to back up each of the main ideas. It seemed like it was pretty good until we got to this one. And then you're like, oh, that's what a paragraph is supposed to do. Like, this is so much better. That's the difference between an okay paragraph and a really good paragraph. You have to have specific and adequate support. It's not just that you have, I'd rather have a main idea that is supported by three really specific examples rather than five really vague examples. So this one right here gave us vague, this one gave us specific, and this one's much, much better. We can really, truly understand, right? This guy over here, he spent a lot of time doing nothing, just hanging around or getting into trouble, and eventually felt bad about it. It's like, okay, well, yeah, we kind of understand that. But this guy, his father calls him a bum. He had spent 2 years working odd jobs at a pizza parlor and a luncheonette, trying drugs. Like, we can see that. That is much, we can really start to understand what this guy is going through, right? This one, the first one, lost part-time job. He'd have to do something. He was in a rut, didn't know how to get out of it. When something happens that is out of your control, what happened that was out of his control? So it's like we're kind of following along with this one. But this one over here, his second reason was how encouraging his girlfriend is. And that we can totally relate to that. We can fully understand why his girlfriend's encouragement is a reason why he's in school. It's the difference between vague details and specific details. So the point that opens your paragraph is a general statement. It's focused, right? The evidence that supports a point is made up of specific details, reasons, examples, and facts. You want specific details. They should excite the reader's attention, and they should support the point clearly and effectively. All right, so let's look here. Okay. So we have a point here. This would sort of be our topic sentence. My cat is extremely bright. He knows how to solve problems. He also recognizes people he knows. Okay, well, yeah, I guess that sort of explains to me why your cat is extremely bright. He knows how to solve problems. He recognizes people he knows. Yeah, I don't know really what that means by your cat knows how to solve problems. Okay, let's try this other example though. My cat is extremely bright. When he gets lost in the basement, he simply grasps the door latch, pulls down on it, and opens the door. Okay. He also distinguishes between family members and strangers. When a classmate of mine came by last week, my cat jumped on my lap and rubbed himself against my face, but he refused to go near our guest. Okay, do you see the difference there? Okay, my cat is extremely bright. He knows how to solve problems. He also recognizes people he knows. But in that second version, they give us a specific example of how the cat can solve problems. and a specific example of how he recognizes people that he knows versus strangers. Specifics. Let's try another one. Woo. Our point. The thrift store was terribly filthy. The food is very good. The decor and atmosphere are really cool, making this a really popular place in town. In fact, it's one of the most popular, in fact, it's one of the most popular places in town. Also, the staff is friendly. Oh, the thrift store was terrible. I am so confused. I'm just gonna move on. I'll change that. All right. Students use their phones in a variety of ways. Students call and text their friends, use various apps for different activities, take pictures of friends and family, and listen to music. Students call and text their friends, use apps like Facebook and Twitter, take and share pictures with Instagram, and listen to music through iTunes and Pandora. Well, the first example, how do students use their phone in a variety of ways? Well, they call and text their friends. They use various apps for different activities, and they take pictures of friends and family and listen to music. Okay, but look at that second example. Students call and text their friends. They use apps like Facebook and Twitter, take and share pictures with Instagram, and listen to music through iTunes and Pandora. That is the one that provides the most specific evidence, most specific examples. And remember, we want specific evidence. All right. So providing specific support is essential, but there's another aspect we have to discuss. One of the most common, most serious problems with student writing especially is inadequate development. So you have to provide enough details, adequate details to support fully the point you're making. You couldn't, for example, submit a paragraph about your boss being rude and only provide a single short example. You would need several more examples to convince your reader that your boss is indeed rude. So a lot of times students will try to disguise an under-supported point by using repetition or wordy generalities, but that doesn't fool anyone. You want to shoot for a paragraph that has that focused topic sentence, that has at least 2, maybe 3 or 4 main ideas, and that each of those main ideas has specific and adequate examples. I always tell students, for our writing assignment paragraphs, you have your topic sentence, and then you have your first main idea, and you want to aim for the evaluation paragraph, I would say aim for 3 to 4 sentences of specific examples that explain that first main idea. And then you'll move to your second main idea, and you'll want 3 to 4 sentences of specific examples that support that second main idea. And same for your third and your fourth if you have one, right? So you don't want 3 main ideas, and your first main idea, you only provide 1 sentence that explains it. And then your second main idea, 3 sentences. And your third main idea has 8 sentences. That's not really doing your topic any justice. You want to try to balance it and have roughly the same amount of support for each main idea. It is okay if one of them, has a little more, especially if it's your most important one. But the whole idea is if you've got these 3 main reasons, 3 main ideas, each one should be important enough that you can develop them about equally with specific and adequate support, right? So I think that's it for the support lesson. I think that once you start, working with paragraphs a little more, once you really get step 1 down, starting with your point and sticking to that point, the support starts to become a little easier. That's not to say that you'll have it perfect every time, but you know, you'll start to realize, okay, I can't just say, you know, the service was good at Chick-fil-A because they said thank you. Or what did they say? My pleasure, right? Something like that. You got to go into more detail. You got to give more examples, and you will kind of start to see that. But there will be a section on one of the week 2 assignments, week 2 assignment 1, where you will, you know, you'll be given a point and then 2 options for supporting examples. So for the support, you're going to choose the one that is most specific. So really pay attention to that part of the homework assignment, because again, you're kind of having to really think about, okay, I would probably be fine if this is what the paragraph said, but isn't this one way better? You know, it's like, it's not that it's awful when the support isn't specific, it's just that it's so much better when the support is specific. So that's what we want to aim for. Okay. All right. If you have questions about anything here in this PowerPoint, please reach out. But again, just use this to your advantage when you're doing week 2 assignment 1, and use that as practice. And my feedback will let me know if you were on point or if you struggled with anything, and then, you know, sort of next steps to take. But otherwise, you are free to go ahead and move on to the next lesson.